This has been a long time coming. I recently did a video on that Stealth Fusion Batman, and a lot of you guys really liked that because I was taking a look at the whole, rubber body with an, inner skeleton kind of action figure. And I had a couple comments asking me about the Hyper Real Black Series line. And this is a line that I never really got before because they were so expensive and I just kept hearing about them tearing, about them, just being weird. I have seen some people who are big fans of these, so I kind of was curious to check one out. And I went to the toy department and they had a pre-owned one for $25. And I figured, yeah, that would be worth it for me to do a video on. And also just to have in my collection because it's Darth Vader. I love cool Darth Vader toys. And as we can see on the side here, seamless joints, articulations invisibles, highly posable. Yeah, basically it has the whole inner metallic endoskeleton with, basically a rubber silicone kind of body over it. It seems like there's a lot of posability and articulation with this. I mean, they're showing them off kneeling, ultra premium textiles, highly detailed character likeness. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this is going to turn out. I really already, to begin, love the packaging presentation because it has Velcro, and that is really cool. We can see the figure right here. It's looking pretty dang good. And we can see it's got tons of accessories and everything. It's got so many alternate hands. That looks really cool. I'm very curious to see how this is going to turn out. Especially with the whole, metal body. I've never had a figure like this. I don't know if it's going to be kind of like a Fison body or what. But so far, looking at it, it kind of seems like it might be made out of more of a silicone material than rubber, something like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. I don't know how much this is already opened up. I guess we'll find out. Did they open it on the bottom? Oh, I guess they never opened up the accessories. Okay. Here, let's do the accessories first. Let's see what kind of gear, what kind of accoutrement that good old Darth Vader has here as a hyper real Star Wars figure. Alright, getting out the accessories. It seems like he doesn't have too much other than the hands. He has this big, force effect that looks kind of weird. It looks like crystal or something. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But it seems like with all the hands, he has an open hand that is made for this crystal effect. So I guess that just goes in right there. Yeah, there's that. Highly doubt I'm going to use that. He has just a lightsaber holding hand. Oh, nice. He's got a pointing hand. So he can point at you a little bit more, I guess. Of course, it's Vader. He's got to have, more of a firm grip. Kind of like a fist. Does he have a proper fist? I hope he does. Is this a fist up here? Oh, yeah. It's Vader. He's got to have a fist. And it's literally the name of the 501st. Vader better have a fist. There's even more of a pointing hand. And there is an open gesturing join me hand. So that's cool when it comes to the accessories. Alright, and for the Vader himself, they've already cut open the top. So let's go ahead and slide him out. See what he's got going on. Whoa, he just totally fell. Alright, so we do this nice looking display base. This looks cool. Kind of like a part of the Bespin flooring. That looks neat. He's got some holes and everything. Looks like the kind of thing where you can switch where the pegs are. That's appreciated. Of course, he's got his lightsaber. Go ahead and get this out real quick. Come on. Yeah, it's a pretty nice thick lightsaber. It's definitely looking the part. Does the blade come out? Yeah, it comes out nice and easy. It's got the little hook and everything. That's a nice lightsaber. But alrighty, here is the figure. My first impression is he's pretty heavy. He's definitely pretty heavy. I mean, he's got a metal inner frame, so of course he's going to be a little heavy. This is pre-owned, so I don't know if it has any cracks in it already. I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of hesitant to start moving it because I'm just so curious about how this is going to end up. Here, I guess I'll go ahead. Whoa, okay. It's a pretty tight joint. Yeah, he's got some pretty tight joints, that's for sure. Seems like whoever owned this previously, it's got a little bit of dust on him. That's okay. Whoa. Dang, that's tight. Yeah, you can see the armpit right there. I'm worried that's going to tear or something. Yeah, he's just got some... Oh, wait, he does have a tear right there. There is a tear right in there. Yeah, one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people are pretty iffy on this line is because it's really easy for them to tear. And for $25, I didn't mind if this guy had any tears in him already. I did not mind at all. It is kind of nice, honestly. I was actually hoping he would have a tear, just so we could kind of see maybe some of that inner skeleton. Can we, like, look at that a little bit? Yeah, getting my light really in there, you can see the shine of the metal in there. Definitely interesting. Here, let's not pry at that too much. So already, this does have the fundamental issue of, yeah, the rubber coating is going to tear. And feeling this, it definitely feels more like rubber to me than like silicone. Like, that just feels very rubbery. And one thing I'm struggling with, too, is, like, finding where the joint is. Like, where the bend is. Whoa, that is so tight. Why is that so tight? Oh, my gosh. How about the legs? How are the legs moving? Oh, wow. Yeah, that is very tight as well. Definitely very, very tight. Yeah, like, you can just see, like, with all this articulation and everything, like, if I were to spread his legs, like, any more than that, that crotch is going to get torn up, you know? I don't want to move the legs too much because it's just going to tear. It's rubber, you know? Rubber tears. I mean, I definitely see the appeal. This definitely is pretty neat when it comes to how it feels, but it's definitely experimental. It's definitely ain't no Fison. Yeah, like the joints, they just feel so tight that it doesn't feel like satisfying to move this guy. It feels like a workout. Like I'm literally like having to strain and stress myself to like position this properly. And it seems like proportionally too, like looking at the shoulder pads, like they kind of just stick up a bit. You kind of want the shoulders like positioned a little bit, you know, out to match the look of the shoulder pad. Very odd. I do like the soft goods. It's pretty much like what we've seen with like 6-inch Black Series Vaders though, so it's nothing too special. But it still is a nice quality of soft good. You know, it still feels nice. The sculpted detail, there isn't too much to look at because it's Vader. Most of his design is just a costume. But I guess we can go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So this helmet for Vader is pretty good. It's not perfect. It's not even the best helmet I've seen from Hasbro. It looks a little off proportionally. Like just a little bit about it's a little off. But it's still looking pretty good. You know, it's still definitely Darth Vader, you know, the most iconic villain of all time. It's definitely on an odd, like, ball joint stem. I don't know, it's kind of hard to, like, move this around. It feels kind of weird, too. The chest plate looks nice. I like the paint there. Little control boxes and everything look very nicely painted. But everything else is pretty much just, like gloss black boots. And then the gloss black for the glove or whatever. There's a fisted hand for the right. What kind of pose do I want to get him in? What kind of pose? I think I kind of want him with, maybe like a bit of a point. So how do we swap these hands? I guess we just pull it out. Because I've noticed it's very hard to turn the hand because it's like caught on the rubber. Do we just pull the hand out? Come on! Oh! It knocked over the box cutter I used to open him. So, yeah, that's really tough because it's a metal ball. We actually get to see some of that endoskeleton poking out from the end. He's got like a dumbbell joint that is also metal, which is very interesting. Here, where's that pointing hand? Here's that pointing hand. So hopefully it's a little easier to plug the hand in than it is to get it out. Come on. There we go. So tight. Ridiculously tight. All right, so we've got him with his pointing hand. Now let's get him holding his lightsaber, obviously, of course. Oh, geez, here we go again. All right. Ugh, okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't as bad. Phew. All right, what hand do I need? Let's use this hand. Seems like he doesn't really have a lot of wrist articulation because the glove and the hand is like all one piece. So it's not like other Vaders where the hand and the cuff of the glove are separate. Oh, this one's going to be harder going in. Whew. Okay. This is a workout. Oh, geez. Oh, my gosh. Behind the camera strength. There we go. Sometimes you just need, like, that arm strength like close to your core to like get some of this stuff to work. Having your arms out, you know, with a camera in between kind of makes it a little difficult sometimes. All right, so you can rotate the wrist, but you can definitely see how it's getting caught on that rubber as you try to do so. So I would say plug in the wrist in the position you want it to be in. Does the saber? Yeah, it will go around the belt. I'll show you that real quick. Hooray! Has a place to go. So let's go ahead and have him holding this. I think that'd look cool. I'm sure it'll just go in his hand, no problem. Yeah, it's no problem at all. All right, so we got him with his lightsaber and with his pointing hand. You can definitely see some of the struggles with this. Like just trying to bend this elbow. Like it's wild how tight this is. Like I almost can feel the friction of the metal. Like it is just that tight. And I mean, it is going to make for a durable like pose, but I think it's just a little too strong for its own good. I think that's the concern. Oh wait, he's got a little... Oh yeah, his chain. Let's get his chain out. Come on. Come on. I guess this is like Empire Vader, but still he needs a little chain around his neck. I feel like his head is just totally like off. This is just such an awkward figure to work with. It really is. All right, I got his chain out. Got the cape going around his shoulders a little bit. Let's get him in like that pointing pose. I mean, it definitely will pose. It's definitely better than the Batman in that way. But it's just these joints are so tight, and you always got to worry about the tearing and everything. I feel like Hasbro made these to compete with Hot Toys. And as someone who owns a Hot Toys Vader, I'm not feeling the competition here. Especially with the ankle. Is that even, like, plugged in? Almost feels like it's just kind of floating around. Oh, that's weird. See that? It's like this plastic bit that, like, is that busted? I almost feel like that's broken. Yeah, I think that's broken. Like, the seal of the shoe is, like, plastic. See how that's busted? Because it looks different on this side. Wow, that's wild. At least I got one that already has all of the flaws and breaks built in. You know? It's not like I did it. All right, how does he stand on this display base? Especially with those pegs broken, I doubt it's really going to, like, go in there much. Yeah, I don't think he's really going to attach with those anymore. That's wild. But I guess he'll still kind of rest on there. I mean, he's still standing, no problem. No, he's still going to stand, but it's just a very interesting figure, that's for sure. Definitely very, very interesting. So if you're curious about the size on this guy, I've got my size comparisons nearby. Here it is with a custom Black Series figure of Fiscarata, still standard Black Series size. So you can see, like, when it comes to being compared to a 6-inch Star Wars figure, yeah, he's pretty big. And you may think, oh, he might scale better with, like, McFarlane or something. Here it is with the first appearance of Batman. And, I mean, he might scale decently, but, I mean, Vader's tall, but I don't know if he's that tall. He's definitely a pretty big figure. I would say the scale and everything is kind of akin to what you see at a, like, Play Arts Kai, stuff like that. So what do I think about my little $25 experiment, my little toe dip into the Black Series Hyper Real line? Man, this was not worth what they asked for back in the day. This was not. The fact that, like, the feet break and the rubber tears and the joints are just so stiff that it ain't even fun to pose, it just leaves me wondering, like, why didn't they just go with actual fabric material? Like Hot Toys? Because you know they can do fabric at this scale. You know, Mezco 1/12 does fabric figures at a smaller scale. Like, fabric could have been an option here. They could have used different materials other than this weird inner metal skeleton with rubber over it. I feel like it's a very difficult struggle with the whole action figure realm of trying to get this seamless look. And it's not working out, at least not from these major companies. We saw Mattel's effort with Stealth Fusion Batman, and that's just a weird, like, rubbery stiff guy. And then this, you know, the rubber tears, it's got some other quality issues. It looks gorgeous, don't get me wrong. This is a pretty gorgeous looking Vader. Like, it looks spectacular. But you have to take into account this is supposed to be an action figure. And, like, some of those poses on the box, like that kneeling pose, that's going to rip the crotch. 100%. I would never want to put this guy in a kneeling pose. So I feel like they advertised this guy as a figure that's like fully posable and it can do anything and everything you want it to, but with how stiff the joints are and with how it's tearing and everything, I wouldn't do that. I would leave it in pretty basic poses. I wouldn't really be too adventurous with this. However, there is a whole other company that has done like seamless bodies for a while. Phison. They use silicone over it, and I have been very curious about Phison bodies for a very long time. They do them at the 1/12 scale and the 1/6 scale, and I feel like, you know, I've got like a custom 6th scale figure I want to make here soon, and I think I want to put it on a Phison body. So maybe I'll review a Phison body at some point. We'll just have to see. Maybe that'll be the 3rd and final episode of this whole, you know, seamless metal body figure series. But let me know what you think about this Vader down in the comments below. I think it's neat. I definitely think it's neat, but I wouldn't recommend it. And the Luke Skywalker, I would recommend even less, because I feel like Vader and his costume and everything kind of lends itself to this at least a little bit. But Luke? No. There's a reason why this toy line died after Luke Skywalker. It only lasted 2 figures and they gave up. I feel like they would have kept it going if it was successful. They would have done Boba, Stormtrooper, stuff like that. But nope, we just got Luke and Vader. Alrighty guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think again down in the comments below. Special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.